everyone. Welcome to Utter Bloke Nonsense. I'm JJ,
I'm Rabbit.
and we are American FPL fans who want to bring FPL content with a sense of humor and a little bit of irreverence that's a little bit different than the Brits that often dominate the FPL content creator sphere. We also want to bring in a different perspective on which players to bring in and also just sort of duck the content creator bubble and echo chamber that we all feel when we're trying to build out our FPL teams. This week, we're going to be talking about our reactions to match week 3, which was this past weekend. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the international break, our future plans for match week 4, which is coming up next weekend, and just some of the general news that's come up in the FPL. But first, we could do a recap of how our teams performed last week. And I'll pass it to you first, Rabbit. You could share your screen on playback here, and we could check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So my week was not so amazing. As you can see, ended on 45 points, 10-point red arrow. Overall, that was sort of expected going into this week. As you see, my team, I actually had to start Wan-Bissaka. I didn't make any transfers. I thought Ain't Nori was going to be out. I knew Palmer was probably going to be out. But when I got the Ain't Nori news that he was starting, I was like, okay, we're just going to roll with it. We're going to suffer without Palmer for a week because I think he'll be back next week. I think he's just getting a well-deserved rest. So I know I was going to suffer. I did not expect Wan-Bissaka to be benched the whole game. That was one thing I did not expect. So, yeah, only 3 returns, pretty much, if you're not counting Pedro Porro with the defensive contribution points. And Yai, another goal. We love that. And my captain, João Pedro, came through big time. Yeah, like usually I get really nervous when I'm not captaining like Salah or Holland or something like that. So I was really happy to captain, 7.5 price player and for them to pull through. And João Pedro's just doing the business. And Mateta got a goal, but got the yellow card was so dumb. When I saw
Oh my god, that was insane.
Yeah, it was infuriating because I'm just like, if this, like, I don't think it did end up taking him off bonus points, but I was just like, he's done this celebration like a dozen times now. Like, how is this? I thought everyone knew, everyone's cool with it. Like, now he gets like pinned for like, I don't know, for violent conduct or whatever. I don't know, but
yeah, it's a common celebration.
Cool celebration.
Yeah,
it's a cool celebration. Everyone loves it, and yeah. So I had a lot of underperformers on my team. Milenkovic, Forest losing 3-0 to West Ham was really surprising. And honestly, I'm really sort of out on Forest right now. And I know they have some good fixtures after Arsenal this upcoming week, but honestly, I could just see them conceding like against Sunderland and Burnley. I don't know. Like like Sunderland are actually playing well. Burnley, maybe they got a clean sheet, but honestly, I'm just really thinking about transferring Milenkovic out, probably to Lacroix of Crystal Palace. And Ain't Nuri, that was just like, I watched the first half of the Man City game and he almost got an assist, and I was like, okay, City are gonna do well, probably get at least a clean sheet, if not a clean sheet and an assist. And I got none of it. 0 points for Ain't Nuri, which is very disappointing because, yeah, when I got the news that he was healthy going into last week, I was like, oh my god, we're so back. Yeah, and I don't have to burn a transfer and worry about maybe getting him back in. But now he's on the watch list for sure. Pedro Porro, I got the DEFCON points, so I'm definitely going to keep him. Kudus just didn't return. Semenyo got a lot of chances again, but like I said last podcast, he's overperformed in his first week. So I'm just happy to keep him, and like he's already generated 0.2 in value for me, which is pretty crazy.
That's wild.
And Salah did not return, but sort of expected when going up against Arsenal. And
Yeah,
I
that's
have
why
Mark
we didn't
Guiu coming
captain
off the
him.
bench. Yeah, and now I have my third Chelsea player, unwittingly my third Chelsea player coming off the bench, Mark Guiu. We'll get into the transfers later, but overall, yeah, I had to really suffer through this week. I think my defense really needs work. I want to get rid of Milinkovic. I want to get rid of Wan-Bissaka. And yeah, I think I'm going to go Milinkovic to Lacroix, and then probably Wan-Bissaka to Vandenberg. Or
Oh, nice.
Vandenberg of
Yeah.
Brentford. Because he's been getting a lot of DEFCON CBIT points. And yeah, the Brentford have just been pretty good. But yeah, I know they have Chelsea next. But he is the same price, or I guess 0.1 less now than Wan-Bissaka. But still the same like price region. And he's been getting a lot of play. He's been getting a lot of defensive action. So I think I'm just going to rock with him. I did have him last year because he was cheap and the Brentford defense was pretty good. He never came good for me, but honestly, it just looks like he's been playing better this year. So I'm willing to give him a second shot. And, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to this upcoming game week just because the fixtures are looking good. I knew I had to suffer, and after 2 really good starting weeks, I'm okay to take a red arrow overall. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, not a great week overall, but I feel like still you've got the makings of a good team. And rolling the transfers, I think was smart going into a international window, especially just because obviously there's going to be a lot of news. There were the transfers, there's fixtures to target and everything. So I think that's smart. Yeah, Vandenberg also, I was thinking about him for the wild card. I don't know if I'll bring him in just because I think I have a couple defenders that I'm targeting, and Brentford I just don't feel great about compared to some of the other teams and players that I'm going to be bringing in. But I'll reveal that in a second. And I guess first I'll share my screen and show how my team went. Yeah, so I was very happy with my week. I was at a 17-point green arrow. I
Nice.
had 63 points overall. I had a ton of guys getting returns, which is always great. Bruno Fernandes, the captain, that was clutch. Very jammy, but to be fair, he also probably should have had some other assists that were just bottled by United, but in typical United fashion. So I felt good about that. I also brought in Endoy, which was not as good of a pick, but I still feel like I'm happy about it in practice because he was hot. He had multiple goal contributions the first 2 weeks. Nottingham Forest seemed like a team that you wanted to bring in for attacking contributions. They're playing against West Ham. Unfortunately, they got beaten 3-0. And more to come on that later because, yeah, like Rabbit said earlier, I think I definitely have some concerns about Forest too. And I don't feel great about any of their assets right now. Yeah, the rest of my team, Munoz also had a great week. He got his first CBIT. He got 1 bonus. He kept a clean sheet, which is an awesome 9-pointer. Iliman Njai, like we mentioned, he's seeming to be a real stud. An Everton attack is buzzing more than you'd expect, for sure.
Yep.
Even Nielsen ended up with a goal and 2 bonus against Spurs, which is great. I honestly was not expecting that, given how Spurs defended in the first 2 game weeks. But for him to come good is great. I really like him as an asset moving forward, even though I think I'm going to be wildcarding him out. But that's just because you'll see in my wild card, I have more funds to move around since I'm maybe going no Salah. So as of right now, he is not in my wild card team. Ollie Watkins, another disappointing game week. He's going into the bin for sure.
Trash.
Even though, Villa's fixtures are actually pretty good moving forward, but I have no confidence in their attack. They're probably due, but at the same time, the way that they set up last game was super weird. And honestly, for the first 3 games weeks, it's been weird. And I just don't know what they're doing, to be honest. It's very weird. Bowen came good. He got a goal scored. He really should have had a second one, except Callum Wilson took it off of his feet and skied it, which is very annoying. But I think he's actually going to be a good asset. I'm not. I don't have him again. Don't have him in my team moving forward because I think there are better ones, especially for my wild card team that I have. But I also think that he's probably not the emergency that people were thinking in the first 2 game weeks where you got to transfer him out. West Ham looked a lot better. I think adding Mateus Fernandes to that midfield was really good for them. Their attack, they just look more like a real team in the attack. And they actually have like a competent midfield.
I think West Ham just really needed to respond. Like people were. I mean, everyone was sort of ragging on them. I mean, how do you lose to Sunderland in the first game week like that? That's like, man, you might be getting relegated type of result.
For real. Yeah. They bounced back. I mean, 3-0. I think, to be fair, like similar to last, or maybe a couple weeks ago. Yeah, no, it was last week when we were looking at like Everton versus Brighton. I feel like the scoreline was a little bit flattering to them, where it could have easily in a different day.
Yeah.
I feel like Forest could have won, or it could have been 1-1 draw or something. But still, they needed to come good on those goals. I think Paquetá, also, just to shout him out, is looking pretty interesting as well. He gets DEFCONs. He's on penalties. But yeah, I still I'm not feeling great about West Ham assets. Since I'm wild carding, I'm definitely getting rid of the one asset I have with Bowen. A little bit unfortunate to have Anderson with some DEFCONs that I left sat on the bench, and then Nico Williams and Van de Ven both coming through with 1-pointers. They're both probably coming. Those two, the two starters, are both probably coming out of my team. Nico because of the DEFCON or lack thereof, and also because of Nottingham Forest's relative mediocrity compared to how people expected. And yeah, Van de Ven, it's really just lack of DEFCON. I think there are better options, and you'll see. I'll be bringing in some Spurs defense in another capacity. So that's my team from this past week. And as I mentioned before, and I've mentioned in past episodes, I'm planning on wildcarding. So I'm going to go through my planned wildcard draft right now on FPL.team. So I'm just going to switch the tab over real quick. Let's see. All right. So a lot of changes. 13. I'm swapping out a lot of my team. Yes. Some of this is still pending. I think especially Virgil and Xavi are probably the two that I feel like are the least nailed. The other ones I feel pretty good about, to be honest. So I'm also bringing in Lacroix. I think that Palace defense have looked really good, and he looks very good for Seabit. And I think that I like Munoz a lot. Munoz has been great for the first couple of game weeks. But I think just thinking about Seabit versus potential goal and assist potential, I'd rather go for that sure Seabit because I think in the long run it's a bit more of a safer bet, whereas Munoz could be a little bit more boom or bust.
Has Lacroix hit like the Seabit threshold every game? I feel like he probably. I think maybe
so.
2. Or I know for sure 2. I don't know if it was 3, but yeah, no, he's looking crazy.
Yeah,
he's like in the middle of that 3.
Yeah, he's looking great, and also I think the way that Palace defend, the attacks get really siphoned to him, and he's the one who makes the last tackle or clears it. He's good. He was like a FIFA pace merchant in FIFA like a couple of years ago. He had like 85 pace as a center back. So it's cool. I've been a fan of him for a while because of that. Thinking of bringing in Vicario in goal just because I want an outlet to Spurs defense because they have probably the best fixtures for like the next at least 5 to like 10 game weeks. They have great fixtures. And they don't really have great seeded guys. So I think that's a good goalkeeper to go to. In Vicario, he's also a guy, he was injured for a lot of last year, but I feel like when he's healthy and he plays, he's actually pretty good for save points and just for like FPL in general. And I rate him a lot as a keeper. He has clean sheeted City. I mean, he's only been there for 2 years, but I think he's clean sheeted us twice. So definitely have a lot of respect for him as a player, and hopefully he's a good FPL asset too. I feel pretty good about that. Keeping Anderson, he has good fixtures. I really rate Fulham's defense, and he's been great for CBIT so far. And so I'm a big fan of him. I think especially when Anthony Robinson comes back, I think their defense could even step up more. But even now, I think that I like how they're defending tactically. I think similarly to what I was saying about the West Ham game, Chelsea deserved to win, but on a different day, that definitely could have been like a 0-0 or like their goal. It wasn't like they were just shipping chances in that game. Chelsea's a good attack, so I was happy with how they played there. Virgil, up in the air. He's been amazing for CBIT so far. I think he's gotten CBIT in 2 out of 3 games. And in 2 of the games, he's gotten like 20 plus, which is crazy. But
no clean sheets, though.
Yes, no clean sheets. The fixtures are easy, but yeah, I'm not super confident in Liverpool's defense, which is why I might be tinkering a little bit. And actually, because of price rises, I have Trevoh Chalobah instead in my actual FPL team. And I might be leaning towards him. Chelsea's been good for clean sheets. They've been good for goals from their defenders. He's picked up bonus points in a couple of games. He's looking really good. So I think he won a penalty, which was a little bit jammy, but still, that's fair play. So yeah, I like Trev a lot. I'm sort of leaning towards him, to be honest. But Virgil or him, we'll see. Keeping Njai, I think we've talked a little bit about him already. He just looks really solid. Everton attack looking solid too. And so I think I'll keep him probably. The Liverpool fixture, that's next game week after, not feeling great about, but he just feels like one of those guys who is just like, he's nailed. He's a great clinical goal scorer. He's super involved in the attack. And so I don't really feel like I have to drop him. Xavi is a little bit of a risk. Xavi Simons, the new signing from Tottenham Hotspur. But I feel pretty good about how he'll fit into that attack. I think that the fact that Thomas Frank has been actively shopping for a lot of these sort of attackers and then finally landed on him, I think that he'll be nailed because of that. Just because Thomas Frank seems to, like, first it was Savinho. Like they've targeted so many different wingers, and to land on him, I think that he might go into the squad right away. But to be fair, there's a little bit of a rotation risk with Brennan Johnson too. So that's why he's like maybe not like definitely going into my team, but I still like him. Gakpo, I mean, don't really need to talk too much about him. He's been one of the best FPL assets this season so far, on the best team. And I think he's super nailed too, honestly, just because I think that the things that he can do at left wing, even though they're bringing in Isak, I still think that I don't think Isak or Ekitike can drop back and ball carry as well as Gakpo has been for them. And so I feel really good about him. Ekitike, you see, is my striker right now. Obviously, that's a huge rotation risk, so it's a little iffy. I think I'm going to stick with him, and I can just talk with him right now. Yeah, he's been great so far. Isak looks like he still might be struggling for fitness. So I think that Ekitike will at least start against Burnley, and I think he'll probably start against Everton or at least make a cameo appearance. And I'm happy to have him in my team for 2 weeks before I make a swap to probably Isak. Semenyo, we mentioned him already. Bournemouth look awesome, and he has been a key cog. He also actually gets pretty good DEFCON every game, so I think that he might occasionally get DEFCON points too. But yeah, like even without the DEFCON, he's involved in all their attacks. He gets into goal scoring chances. He looks super good. I think if you're wildcarding, you kind of have to bring him in. I think he's pretty much necessary, especially since he's not that expensive. Joao Pedro, I tried to not do him because he was so popular at first and not bring him into my team, but he's been great.
He's too good.
He really is. He's looked really dangerous on set pieces. He's looking really nailed in that squad with Palmer injured and Delap injured. We'll see if Palmer comes back, but still, now that Delap's injured too, I think that he will just have a spot in that starting lineup. And yeah, I don't know what's not to like. He's playing well for Brazil as well. He seems to just be in great form. So I'm definitely going to bring him in. And then the big switch with no Salah is I think I'm definitely going to Erling Haaland and leaning towards captaining him against United this week too, even though that Burnley fixture for Liverpool is looking really nice. I just think that Haaland, he's the most nailed for City. United have not looked like a stable defense at all in any of the games yet this year. They're shipping goals against Burnley, against whatever that fourth-tier team that they lost to in the FA Cup was. And so, not feeling great about United overall. I think that they're the defense to target right now. So I'm definitely happy to bring in Haaland and to captain him. Quickly run through the bench here. I think there's a couple popular assets. Senesi has been really big, popular to bring in too. He also is a guy who gets a ton of DEFCON and bonus points. And Bournemouth's defense has been looking pretty awesome. So definitely wanted a outlet into that defense, and it was going to be either him or Petrovic. And I ended up going with him just because of those DEFCONs. I think that he'll be nice. Dubravka at goal, that's kind of template. Everyone likes him. I actually think I might bring him in for their next fixture against Nottingham Forest and start him. We'll see. And then I am bringing in Tijani Reinders as well. I think with the Cherky injury, he's going to be given more forward and attacking freedom. I do think that Foden and Savinho coming back will probably limit that a little bit. So that's why I'm not going to start him against United. And I'm probably only going to start him against Burnley unless I see maybe next week he's great and then I feel more confident. But yeah, to have him at 5.7, I think that's just a great luxury. I would never feel bad about him coming into my squad because I think he always has a threat to score goals or get assists if he's playing attacking. Still, I think a very good asset, but we'll see. I'm fine with taking a punt on him for now, especially since he plays for my favorite team, Man City. Joe Rodon has been pretty good for DEFCONs. He's 4.0. Don't feel great about Leeds' defense, and I think only match week, game week 9 or 10. I think they have back-to-back, maybe Burnley and one other, maybe West Ham back-to-back. Actually, you can see fixtures here, so I'll just check. Yes, Burnley and West Ham back-to-back 8 and 9. He could go into the starting lineup then, but I feel fine about having him as a 4.0 defense, just an enabler. Wouldn't feel terrible if he slots into the lineup. So that's where I'm leaning with my squad for now. The no Salah, I think I'm pretty sold on it at this point, honestly. Could end up regretting it. But I am banking 2.0. It would be a little bit difficult to bring him back in, but it would tough. Yeah, it would be with the midfield. It would be tough. Could be risky. But I don't know. Just with the way he's playing, he plays wide. He hasn't been super involved in Liverpool's attack. They seem to really like going down the left. I think with Verts playing out to the right, that could change things as he was doing towards the second half of the Arsenal game. So that would be the one thing. Like if they switch up their attack a little bit and then Salah starts to get a bunch of chances. I don't know though. I don't feel too bad about not having him in my team. Like that having that money to spend elsewhere is just really nice.
You
really
definitely have the coverage. Like it's like if Salah, I mean, if Liverpool score 4 or 5 goals against Burnley, Salah's not getting all of them.
Yeah.
So like Gakpo or Ekitike are probably chipping in, and honestly, making a route from Ekitike to Isaac probably won't be that painful. You already have 2 mil in the bank, so you're cooking there. And I do like the Senesi pick. He's actually a defender I was looking at too. I think I just want to go with Van den Berg for a bit of a differential. But Senesi's a great pick. And Lacroix, I mean, I guess we're both sold on him. I don't know if I'd go with Virgil. He just seems overpriced. Like, honestly, if I was to go Liverpool defender, I'd probably go Kirkes.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think I'd go Kirkes.
His goal threat's pretty good, to be fair.
Does
he get DEFCONs?
No. But it's like, I think it's more so it's just if you just want to, like, get those clean sheets, like that's just I feel like a cheaper way to get it. What, is he the same price?
He is. I think Konate is 5.5, which actually I was kind of thinking Konate. I don't rate Konate, honestly. So
no, he's not.
I have a hard time.
He's also gets yellow card. He could get a red card one of these days. I think he's just not that. He's not very responsible.
Liverpool with 10 men against Burnley. They would still probably win like 3-0 because that's Liverpool always does that when they go down to 10. But that would be absolute cinema.
But that's a good draft. I mean, if you're going no Salah, like you have the Liverpool coverage, so it's not. I think it's at the very least damage control. So
The one thing I was thinking, actually, let's discuss this, because this is actually maybe the biggest punt, even though he probably still has a lot of ownership. If I was going to get rid of Virgil, I might double up with Verts and Gakpo in the midfield. Just because I think in the second half of that Arsenal game, he was actually looking pretty good on the right side, attacking-wise. Obviously, international team form is really not related to FPL much. And I think they were also playing against Armenia, but he did just score for Germany today. I think it's only a matter of time before he starts getting returns, because he is like he's a player who scores goals and gets assists. Like, that is why Liverpool bought him. And I don't think he's gonna flop. I think he's going to eventually start getting that. So I might just like zig when other people are zagging, and also that would make it just having that he'd be my most expensive midfielder. It'd make it slightly easier to go back to Salah if I make a grave mistake. If I realize I made a grave mistake,
or Haaland gets injured.
Yeah, exactly. So I might do that. We will see. I don't know what you think about Verts right now.
I mean, I just wouldn't go there right now. There's just like other better midfielders, Liverpool midfielders. Gakpo is obviously the one right now, but even Szoboszlai, even playing it right back. Not like barring the free kick goal, he still would have had 5 points on the day.
Yeah. He gets DEFCONs, which is actually pretty crazy.
I mean, because he gets the recoveries, and it's easy to get recoveries when you're playing right back, like that. Yeah. So, he's just sort of misclassified currently, I guess, as a midfielder in the game. But I would even probably go Szoboszlai just for like if he's gonna keep playing right back. That sounds pretty good compared to Verts. But I mean, that's just Yeah, it's just gonna take some time for him to bed in, and like, yeah, it's just I'm not convinced he's gonna be on the cutting edge of all the chances that they get. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like, is he gonna be the direct assister or the goal scorer? I mean, he's definitely
Yeah.
gonna get some goals and assists, but enough to take up a spot on your team.
Yeah, a valuable
He's not like
livable
this.
slot too.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like the center of gravity like that. You know.
No, he
So
definitely hasn't
yeah,
been so far. Gakpo has been just like way better. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I mean Palmer also could be an option. I could fit him into the squad with a little bit of
mm,
reshuffling.
if he's
But
fit.
yeah, if he's fit and like Chelsea's fixtures, I don't know if I would want to triple up. I think that they'll probably do really well. But yeah, I think I would rather target some other fixtures there. Um, yeah, I think honestly that's probably it for like team talks. We could talk about some of the storylines from this last week going into this week.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
transfer deadline.
it was quite eventful. All right, I'll stop sharing and we could just do the one-on-one chat. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first thing we should talk about, it's the first on our in our note sheet, but also like it's alarming is how bad Villa look. They haven't scored a goal yet, and I think last week I was, or yeah, last week or last pod, I was saying how they at least like defensively they had only conceded one goal. They're looking like a decent defense, but then they shipped three against Palace, and I don't think they have any viable FPL assets right now. I mean, viable maybe like yeah, Watkins and Rogers. I could see if you have them already. It might not be an emergency to transfer them out because they're not injured and like they have to score eventually. But man, they're looking really rough. They're setting up in a way that is just not conducive to getting chances. They don't have good, really like good attackers in their lineups right now either, which could change because they have brought in. I think they brought in a couple guys at the deadline. Sancho being one of them. So that'll change everything. No, but yeah, it's just concerning. Like I don't know. Watkins has gotten chances, I guess, but has not been able to finish them. John McGinn is like playing right wing for them. They started. I think it wasn't Kali Moendo as the other French league striker um, that they brought in at left wing last game, and he's like a tall striker, so he was just looking out of position, and they hooked him at halftime. And yeah, I just don't know what Unai Emery is doing over there. It's very weird. Oh, yeah, Evan Gasson is the name of the guy, and I rate him. He's a good player, but I don't know. He's like it's hard to see what is going to change with this Villa team. They have Everton next, so maybe they just need to play against a mid-table squad and they could turn it around. But I don't know. It's looking rough.
Marco Bizot.
Yeah.
Marco Bizot.
Oh, Harvey Elliott
He's
too.
he's
That's the other guy they brought in.
yeah. I mean, well, I can't believe Emi Martinez didn't just dip. He should have really pushed for a move. Imagine
Yeah, I
wanting to
know.
stay after that.
Yeah, dude, weird stuff. Weird. He was sitting by the phone in their uh, practice facility, just waiting for United to call, and then he never got the call. Like, and people were saying
Oh,
if
that's
he could have
tragic.
forced his way out, he kind of tried to be the nice guy and do it on his own terms, but
Yeah,
did not work out.
that's
Oh
actually
yeah,
the story of the deadline. Nice
it
guys
is.
get fucked.
Yeah.
You can't play nice with these clubs.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
is
you
true.
gotta do
Yeah.
the Isaac. You gotta force your way out, throw your toys at the pram, as they say. But
Yep.
yeah, we can get onto that, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, let's see. I could share my screen and like we could look at the big incoming transfers in the FBL. I feel like that could be kind of cool. But yeah, that's a lot of transfers. Oh yeah, Nicholas Jackson. Speaking of big transfers, so yeah, a lot of transfers towards the deadline that forced their way out. Actually, let's just do this latest Premier League. Um, Interesting.
Wow. A
Wow,
lot of trash.
this is a
Kurt
lot
Zuma
of
was still in West Ham.
yeah.
That's crazy.
That's yeah. Well, I think technically his contract ran out. It's just Fama was just kind of
Okay.
weird. Kiwi or Lamens. Oh yeah, United getting a goalkeeper. That's pretty interesting. O'Reilly to Marseille, kind of crazy. Aguerd to Marseille, also kind of crazy. Oh yes, Igor Julio. Thank you, the savior of the deadline. Him not going to
Oh,
Crystal
he
Palace.
went to West
Yeah,
Ham.
I had no
Okay.
idea that happened, but that's interesting. Wow, there's a lot of transfers here. Maxwell Cornet. All right, here we go. Here's the big transfer. Alexander Zinchenko. No, I'm kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, Johan Wisa. It finally happened. He was sitting out for the longest time, and he finally got the move to Newcastle that we were all expecting. I think that he's Newcastle's best striker right now. I don't know if that's a
Yes.
hard take, depending on how you rate Voltamanda, I guess. Also, 65 mil is like kind of crazy, given that I think he just turned 29. But
Yeah.
it's Newcastle; they pay a premium, and I actually still think he'll be really good.
Yeah, no, for FPL, I think he's going to be very interesting. I hope he just gets the minutes, but if he gets the minutes, yes. Like he's like there's not a lot of good strikers at that price point. I think he's 6.5.
Yeah,
It's
he
hard to
could have
find
even
someone
dropped.
that cheap. Yeah, yeah, he could have dropped. And no, he's great. I mean, I had him last year at Brentford. I mean, he's just a good finisher. Voldemort, whatever his
Voldemort.
name is. I honestly, I have not seen anything from him, but on Stuttgart, really? I mean, come on.
Yeah, Stuttgart's
There are
sick.
there have been strikers from Stuttgart, Timo Werner,
Yes.
who have struggled in the Premier League. So
Damn.
again, it's just Bundesliga tax once again. I am not like
Werner
yeah,
played at
I
Stuttgart? Oh, yeah. Damn. I forgot
before
about that.
Leipzig.
Wow. Yeah. Good
Yes,
shout. Good shout.
but
I like, I
yeah,
rate
yeah.
Stuttgart
I don't.
and, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just don't know what to make of the German guy, to be honest. But honestly, I am approaching it with my typical skepticism when it comes to transfers from the Bundesliga.
Yes, the tax is real. He actually has one of the, like, an unreal highlight reel. His highlight reel is so sick. He, like, for a 6'5" guy, he's very technical, but those often tend to be like the bad transfers. It's like, oh, for like his height, he's really good at this, and like I don't know,
Yeah, Kai Havertz
he
energy.
yeah yeah he like I actually don't know if he's that good enough at typical striker stuff. Heading of the ball, sure, I think he's pretty good because he's huge. I don't know if his shot is like a little bit weak, apparently, and like yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he develops. His stats from last year aren't that crazy, but his highlights are. So, and I think honestly, Newcastle is a pretty good team to develop as a young player, despite all the Eddie Howe weirdness going on. I feel like he'll be in a good spot. But yeah, that's interesting. Brian Robbie to Sunderland could be interesting. He scored a lot of goals for Ajax, and I feel like Issa Dior has been their striker, and he's been good for them. But I think that Robbie clears. He could be good. Yeah, Fulham finally got Kevin. That was a transfer that was waiting for a while. I didn't know that this guy went to Everton. He is nasty in FIFA. He's really tall. And Yeah, like tall, pacey midfielder, box to box guy. Yes, there we go. Alexander Isak, the big transfer that we'd all been waiting for, finally happened. The new English transfer record. Yes, he's at Liverpool are looking great, and they're adding him. It might be over for the rest of the league, to be honest.
It is over.
Yeah. He's so good. I think that he is going to, as soon as he gets fit, I think he'll be really good for them. I think that him and Ekatike are there's. I still think there's like it's too much crossover to be like two of the biggest transfer of your window to have the same position. But they do bring a little bit of a different element. Like Ekatike is great in transition, and so is Isak. Isak's pretty much good at everything. Isak is way better at scoring out of like half chances and just like even against the deep line. I think he's just going to be so good, and I think he'll unlock even more for that Liverpool attack just with his dribbling, his like everything that he can do in tight spots for such a big guy at striker is really just next level. Yeah, like I'm scared for the league for sure.
Yeah, we could talk about the transfer that didn't happen, which
Yes,
is
yeah, let's
Mark
do it.
Gahey. Yeah, his transfer collapsed even though he agreed terms, and the clubs did agree on a fee, but Palace pulled out last minute because they couldn't get a replacement. So, yeah, I actually do worry about how that will affect the Palace defense, low key, going forward. It might fuck up the chemistry. What if Gahey just like doesn't start as much and messes up their clean sheet probability, and also just brings bad vibes? But I'm also just glad Liverpool didn't get him. But if he did go to Liverpool, that'd be a crazy FPL pull because he is
For real.
4.5,
Yeah.
or maybe he might be 4.6 now because he just got a haul. But yeah, he would have been the first, like the Liverpool defender to get. He would have been the meta for sure.
If he was nailed. But it's hard to see him. I think he eventually would be because I think he clears
He comes in
Konate.
for Konate in a second. Yeah,
Yeah,
like it's just that's
I
not even
agree.
close if you ask me. They want to get rid of him. And I
Yeah, he's
think he
going to
wants to
Madrid.
leave. Yeah.
Or PSG, honestly. Oh yeah, he is 4.6 now. Interesting. Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be weird. I feel like he like throughout this whole window was pretty good for them though, and was like surprisingly, even though there was some weird off the field stuff where like he like didn't want to say goodbye to the fans for some weird reason. Um, he's been good, and like I don't know, we'll see. I just honestly I think that Palace. This is actually kind of a good segue to another point I had. I feel like the way Palace play, like Glasner has them buzzing, and I think they're going to be such a wagon. I think the way that they defend and counter with that five at the back is so good for getting goals on the counter attack, which is like honestly the best way to score in the Premier League. Just because obviously, like if a defense can get set up, it's tough. And then also, like yeah, they just have solid defenders all throughout their back line. Henderson's been good. Like yeah, they look really really good. I've been impressed. The Sar injury is very annoying because I think he would have been a no-brainer FPL asset if he was healthy, just because he's had a great start to the season. And I think whatever his next fixture is, people were saying, or maybe it was this fixture. I get he has like a crazy goal scoring record against the one team in the Premier League. I forget who it is.
Sunderland?
But yeah,
No.
no, yeah. Let's see. I'll look at his fixtures, and I think I could figure it out from there. I think it is against Villa. I think he's scored in every game that he's played against Villa in the Premier League, dating back to like his Watford days, which is crazy. Yeah. What do you think about Forest so far. We already talked about it a little bit, but yeah, we should give thoughts on them
Yeah,
because they've been disappointing.
yeah. Just under one last point about the SAR thing. Now everyone's gonna be flocking to Mateta. I already got him.
Yes.
Buy him. Everyone, please buy Mateta. Please.
Or Jeremy
But
Pino. Jeremy Pino. Apparently, he's the Spanish Eze.
I mean, Palace's recruitment is pretty
It's
good.
been really good.
Yeah. So I mean, he might cook, but yeah, we'll see. But Forest, yeah, I think the most disappointing part has been their defense. Have they kept a clean? They have not kept a clean sheet.
They have not.
What the hell? Yeah, that's horrible. And I mean, Woods got a couple goals, but yeah, I mean, they just seem like just sort of bad right now. I mean, hopefully, I mean they might be able to sort it out. I mean, the first 3 weeks of the season is always sort of wacky, I guess. But man, not keeping a clean sheet against West Ham, sort of ass. Well, especially just not even clean sheet, just conceding three is really bad. So it is like sort of putting me off them. And yeah, like just I'm looking at Palace defenders and I'm like, they're so much better, or just like a Chelsea defender. If Mark Guiu didn't get recalled, I'd be looking at a Chelsea defender. But that's another thing. Honestly, I'm glad I banked my transfer because if I was stuck with this uninvertent triple up, like it'd be, it's annoying. So I have to actually find a way to get rid of Guiu. I don't know how though. There's no good strikers. I mean, I just need a striker who like gets some minutes. I think it's gonna be Krupi from the yeah. But he's a Bournemouth player, and I don't want to waste a Bournemouth slot on him. And because I might go Senesi. I have Semenyo, but all the Bournemouth players are just looking good right now too. So it's just like, eh.
Oh damn, I've been muted on this. I don't know for how long. But we'll still have the audio. I don't think that he's been a pretty good FPL asset. But yeah, in terms of 4.5, I don't know if there are any that are gonna play a lot now, which is tough. Yeah, it looks like Krupi has played the most.
Yeah, but
oh yeah, in terms of Forest,
so we left
Palace. Yeah. I will say for Forest. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh no, keep going. I'm good.
Yeah. In terms of Forest, I do think that even last year they were like kind of bad against bad teams and better against good teams, and they actually like kept clean sheets against teams like I think they kept a clean sheet against Liverpool. And definitely, I think they had one game against Villa where they had a clean sheet against them. I don't remember the exact details, but I think the way that they play, they like against good teams, they'll just like pack at the back, and they're actually like a good counterattacking team. So when they actually do that, that's when they're at their best. And then when they're playing against bad teams and they're actually like trying to build up and dominate the game, I feel like both of their attack and their defense looks worse. Like defensively, they just get a little bit more lazy and they're not quite as disciplined. And then attacking wise, yeah, they don't have as much space to build off of. So even though they have good fixtures coming up, I feel like this might sound crazy. It probably is. there's a world where Arsenal is like the best fixture because I think they actually beat Arsenal and kept a clean sheet against them last year too. Arsenal might be like the one fixture they do well, and then they'll like look bad in like 1-1 draw against Burnley and West Ham, or not West Ham. I forget what the next game. Maybe it is Sunderland in the next two. So like, yeah, I just don't feel good about Forest right now. I feel like they're unpredictable. There's also the drama with Nuno and the owner, both like just really being mad at each other, and yeah, I'm gonna stay away. And who? Oh, Ange. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. Marinakis is Greek and Ange. Oh my god, that would be. I actually think Ange would be kind of interesting with that team, but I don't think Nuno deserves to be fired. So that would be wild to me. City's defense, man. As a City
Deadline
fan,
day transfer for the City defense.
Yes. We'll see. I mean, I actually think Trafford was really good last game, and we still shipped 2 goals. Yeah, our defense has been rough, especially in the second half of games. It just feels like we shut off, and also we're just so prone to counterattacks. And I think that like it really feels like Ruben Diaz has fallen off a bit. I think John Stones is still good, but he is so injury prone and getting a little bit older, so he's not going to be like the talismanic defender that he once was. Right back is pretty much a mess. And I think that what's his name? The left back, Aït-Nouri has been good for us, but he was getting really exposed defensively against Brighton in the second half once the game started to open up a little bit more. And so it just feels rough. I think it'll get better. I think that Rodri being able to play 90 was great. It's concerning they played 90 and we still were bad defensively, but I think that he will ease back into it and will get better. But I would not be bringing in City defense right now if I were on a wild card or wanted to bring in a defender. I think, like, based on fixtures and based on just what I've seen, they've not been very good. I think, hopefully Guardiola comes back. I think that'll be big. That will actually alleviate some of the issues. But I think that's just something to follow moving forward. Yeah, but as you mentioned, Donnarumma coming in, definitely one of the best keepers in the world. Going to be pretty interesting to see how he plays in City's team. I think he's better with his feet than people give him credit for, but he's definitely still no Ederson. So we're going to have to play differently and probably just boot it long a lot, or still try to build up from the back, but live with the mistakes. I don't know. For PSG, I feel like in the Champions League games I was watching, I was always like, oh no, Donnarumma has the ball. Like, press him. He's going to give it up. And he was pinging some pretty good passes. I'm not too worried. I'm not sure. Like, we'll see how much of an upgrade he is over Trafford. Like, I think he's definitely an upgrade, but also, like, I don't know if that level of shot stopping will make us better as a team overall, I guess. But we'll see. He's friends with Haaland too, so I think that's probably part of why it happened, to be honest.
They both speak Norse.
Yes. Yeah, Donnarumma is an honorary Norseman. After he got cleated in the face, he became one. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Donnarumma, the transfer?
Yeah, it's always just like, it's always a trade-off, I guess, when it comes to, like, I mean, unless you're freaking Allison, but like it's always a trade-off between shot stopping or playing with your feet. And you were sick of Ederson, and I think I'd be sick of Ederson too.
He had
to go. But yeah, it's just like, it'll just be interesting. Like, I do think like watching Donnarumma last year with Enrique, Enrique played out the back OD, and Donnarumma
Yeah.
did he did well, but it's with Pep it's a different level of that. So it'll be interesting, but I mean, yeah, I think Trafford honestly, his confidence must be shot after I think just even after that giveaway against Spurs, like that's tough to come back from. And yeah, I think it might have been just a bit too much too fast for him, perhaps. Even though I do believe he's a good keeper, but yeah, it's just City gotta really win now, sort of.
Yeah. No, it's tough. I mean, I still like hope and think that he'll be the keeper for the future. Also, other than that Spurs game, he actually has been really good. Um, the Brighton goals were not really his fault, and he had a crazy save on the corner kick on that not Van de Beek, Van Hecke shot. That was like one of the best saves of the week. So I still think he's good. It sucks. I think that if like I like honestly, just in terms of City as a whole, I don't think we're going to be super serious this season, whether it was Trafford or Donnarumma. So I would kind of rather just have Trafford in as a keeper for like a whole year, and I think he could rival Donnarumma after a full season of playing time. He also has a pretty similar profile. Like he's also really tall. He is a shot stopper first and okay with his feet, but that's definitely not like his strong suit or his calling card. Let's see, 197, 196. Yeah, Trafford's actually taller than Donnarumma, which is crazy. Donnarumma is also the best penalty saver in the world. I've got to throw that in there. So maybe he could have saved the penalty last week that Milner scored. Yeah, regardless, that was unlucky too, that goal. I guess that wasn't really the defense's fault, other than Nunes just kind of being a bonehead. But yeah, not ideal for City's defense. We'll see. I think they hopefully can turn it around.
Well,
On
he
the
got rid
flip
of
side,
Akanji.
yes,
The
Akanji was the weak link. No,
the cross that you bore.
yes. I think he had honestly fallen off. The City fans were actually like really down on him. I think he was a great rotation piece. At the same time, like he has great City moments, but he also like he was so bad in the Champions League final, and last week he was one of the more consistent. He played and he's a great soldier for the club. He played. He was available, which is like one of the best things you could ask for. But like when our defense was just shipping goals, and we were really bad in the middle of last year, a lot of it was just due to like him being in super poor form. So I don't know. I think like Inter got a great deal, and he'll be super good for them. But at the same time, we had to clear house at center back position to some degree, just because we had like 6 or 7 guys who could play center back now, and he was just one of the ones that had to go, unfortunately. Yeah, actually, on the topic of defenses, what have you thought about, and actually, yeah, like sort of on the other side of things, of defense that's looked good so far? Chelsea's defense. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, it's just good to see Trev getting more solid minutes, and I mean, in the chat, I'm just the biggest Trev stan probably in the world. Yeah, I think just him. He's really won back his spot, and he's not letting it go. He's survived his shitty loan and the ownership trying to sell him, and yeah, I think it's just a symptom of starting Trev more. Honestly, we're getting more clean sheets, and whoever he's paired up with, it's just like okay, but Trev's the guy. Like he'll hold down whoever is next to him. Like, and yeah, Colwell it was being out for the season was always going to be tough, but yeah, Trev, I mean, I think people just forgot how good Trev is, not that I think Cole probably has a higher ceiling, but honestly there were moments last season and the season before where I got pretty frustrated with him because he would sometimes do too much with the ball, try to do too much. He'd get called out, sometimes weak, and get found out, which was really frustrating.
Yeah, I feel
Trev
like
would
there
never.
was. Yeah, he would There were several. It seemed to happen a lot where he would give the ball up, and then flop and not get back.
Yep.
And then they would they shipped a couple goals that way. He would have a bad back pass or he'd get the ball taken off of him, and then he'd dive to try to win the foul and just give up an easy breakaway. So yeah, definitely not ideal.
So I think there is a bit of a silver lining with Levi being out in that regard, because sometimes his passing out the back is his best feature, but also it's a lot of risk.
Sometimes it's a bug.
Yep. So overall just looking good, and just as long as Caicedo is staying fit and the pivot is looking fine. Yeah, I think also what messed us up last season was just when Enzo had to play in the pivot all the time. We looked real exposed, and he's better just crashing the box, just having some freedom. And Caicedo's just been, world class this past year, really. And so I back the Chelsea defense, and we have good fixtures, or decent enough fixtures going forward, or it should continue. We did get bailed out last game week with that foul. Was it a foul? I don't know. I could sort of see it being called on, in the certain areas of the pitch, I guess. But it's just
the refs literally admitted they made a mistake.
That's because I think the pressure got to him. They got to be, no, but
you gotta
it was
stand
a
your
50-50.
ground. FPL friend refs, stand your ground. Don't let the woke mob take you over.
Yeah, no, it was some utter woke nonsense. But I think it was sort of a clumsy box out. So was it a foul? I don't know, but it definitely wasn't very graceful. It's just there was a bit of it didn't it's when you're stamping on someone like that, you're just even if it's not related to shielding the ball, it's a foul off the ball, it's typically, so it's whatever. I'm not even trying to argue that it was certainly a foul. I'm just I could see how they would call it a foul sort of thing. But so we did get bailed out that one time, and conceding against West Ham was sort of ass, but
that was just a crazy pocket test strike.
Sanchez.
Sanchez could have done better.
Yeah,
but to be fair, he shot that out of nowhere, and it was a wild strike that he got. So I don't know. That's the only goal you guys have conceded all season too, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I'd say another another thing about Chelsea overall, and then another thing about Trev too, is I feel like I was saying earlier, they've been really good at set pieces so far this season. I think they have 4 goals off of corners, maybe 5 even. No, 4. Pedro and Chalobah being the main recipients of those. But overall, they look to they kind of have set piece FC qualities. No offense. They it hasn't been as jammy as Arsenal, to be fair, but they've had some nice back posts. I don't know if they have a new coach or whoever they brought in for set pieces is doing a great job. They've looked really good. So that's one positive to Chalobah. Also, I kind of forgot about this. I was just remembering this. he was like a right back for a little bit, and like some of the like didn't he play right back for Chelsea at one point? And like some struggling, maybe under Potter.
Um,
Um,
maybe. I mean, Potter usually did a 5 at the back thing,
yeah.
and yeah.
Maybe he was a CDM. All I know is that he's also really good with the ball,
Oh, I think
and
Tuchel played him at CDM.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. He's
because he
really
can
good with
do
the
it.
ball. Oh yes, yeah, exactly. He's great with the ball. Like I kind of forgot about that, or that's one of the things I've been impressed about this season. Winning that penalty, obviously, it was a little bit jammy, but it was still a dangerous cross that led to a handball. And yeah, for a center back, he has like really good attacking threat. Not just from set pieces. Like I think he actually, when he gets up, he knows what to do. Sort of similar, like Joachim Anderson kind of has that similar quality to him. But yeah, like I feel really good about Trev. I feel like I'm kind of talking myself into it now, and I'm gonna stick with
Yes.
him. And that'll also sure up some funds overall. So, um, yeah, I think. Oh yeah. Let's talk a little bit about Bournemouth too. I think that's the last talking point I had here. Um, they've been the other breakout. I'd say them and Palace have been like the two that sort of have risen from, I guess you could say, the mediocrity of like mid-table to look like pretty elite, honestly, overall, or at least like I think that they'll challenge for Europe spots this year. And yeah, Iraola just has them buzzing. Their defense has been great. They have not, or they let 2 goals against Brentford in a game that was pretty jammy. And I think they got a little bit unlucky to concede 2. But otherwise, they've kept 2 clean sheets. They really control the game with their press, which is kind of Iraola's just his strong suit. And they dominated this last game against Spurs. Like Spurs, I think had 5 shots total. They were looking just not very good. They were giving up the ball a lot. Like Bournemouth, I think that they're especially like they still might struggle against really good teams, but I think that they're gonna be one of the teams that you like. Beneath Senesi, I think Petrovic is a good asset. I think Semenyo is a good asset. I think even Nielsen's a good asset. Even is it Christie?
Diakite?
Diakite
Yeah,
is a great asset. Christie is
yeah, just how they were. They have. I mean, Senesi has always been good.
yeah,
Before he got injured, he was pretty much as good as he is now. But Diakite has been really great.
yeah, he's been
Yeah,
sick.
like I didn't watch him before he came to Bournemouth, but yeah, no, he's huge. Also, as an asset, he's pretty good. He got Seabit. He reached the Seabit threshold against Wolves, so he can do it. I mean, it
Yeah,
sucks that Senesi and him are the same price, sort of, because you pretty much just want to go for Senesi because
yeah,
he's better at passing and attacking threat overall. But yeah, like I guess he's 0.1 more expensive now currently than
yeah.
Diakite, but yeah.
The diff. Yeah, Diakite is better. No.
But yeah, they've been just so good again. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's pretty impressive. And no, it's not Christie who I was thinking of. It's actually Brooks, who is on set pieces and starts and also gets
Oh yeah,
def cons, I
I
believe.
remember him because he should have got a red card against Chelsea
Oh yeah,
last season when he like clothesline Kukurea. I'm still mad about
damn.
that little weasel, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Senesi got 14 def cons, an assist, and a clean sheet against Spurs, which is crazy.
Freakish.
Yeah, I think also True Fair deserves a shout too. He had 9 def cons against Spurs. I don't know if he's gotten DEFCON points yet, but he's sort of the Kirkez regen that they brought in. Not necessarily, but like no, I actually think that like because of how they press Bournemouth, they're gonna be good for DEFCONs as a whole. I think like Senesi is gonna be good. I think Diakite too. Like yeah, I really like them for FPL. I've always been an Iraola guy ever since he was a player, and like I liked when they brought him in as a manager. I'm glad that he's cooking. So yeah, that's a cool storyline to see this year. But yeah, that's really it for the topics and for teams' performances and all that stuff. It's been a bit of a long episode anyway, so I'm down to close it out. I don't know if you have any closing thoughts or anything else you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, we could definitely wrap it up. Just looking forward to next week. Looking forward to a green arrow.
Yes. A week without
Hopefully
FBL.
Palmer's fit, because if he's not, I'll have to do some tinkering.
we shall see. We shall see. It seems like it's a minor injury, but yeah, honestly, I've been missing FBL this weekend. It was really not being able to wake up and watch games. It's like it's always such a bummer, and so I needed to come back. I don't know. When's the next game? Is it Friday or Saturday? It's probably going to be Saturday because it's international.
I think it's Saturday. Chelsea play at
Yes.
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, though, which we freaking love.
Nice.
Us Americans.
Right.
We love it.
Let's see. Yes. Saturday, 7:30 a.m. Arsenal versus Forest. That's going to be a jammy early fixture for sure. That might be 0-0,
I'll want to go back to bed forever after that, you know?
That's going to be 0-0. I'm calling it now. 0-0 draw. Maybe
I thought Liverpool Arsenal was going to be 0-0, honestly.
Yeah, it could have been. It was
really, I mean, it was close.
It was a great free kick away from it. But yeah. I mean, I guess some fixtures to look up for next week too. We could just briefly say I think Bournemouth versus Brighton is going to be very interesting. I think City versus United, Burnley versus Liverpool, obviously is a fixture to target. And then
Palace, Sunderland.
Yes, Palace versus Sunderland. We'll see if Sunderland's the real deal and if Palace are able to still do it against a team that's not like they can't really counter against as much. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, this has been Utter Bloke Nonsense. Thank you for tuning in. And Daichi, play us out.